Alan King from the Chosen Few DJs. Welcome to the 31st Annual Chosen Few Picnic and Festival, July 8th, 2023 in Chicago. Wow. What goes into planning the Chosen Few Festival? A whole lot. Lots of meetings with different constituents, the city of Chicago, the Park District, the Museum of Science and Industry. There's so many parts of the city that are impacted by the picnic. So we have regular meetings really throughout the year planning for the picnic. And then on the production side, obviously there's a tremendous amount of work with our production company to get the space ready. There's a lot of work on the artistic side in terms of what guests we're going to have in terms of guest DJs, guest performers. I know that's always controversial, and unfortunately it's very difficult for us to make selections out of, frankly, DJs and performers from around the world that we're fortunate enough to have some interest in playing our event. So, it's a combination of the logistics and, the production side inside of the park, and then really the artistic side, planning for a great day of music for all of you. I understand people who well, I don't really, but the picnic started as a free event, and it was free for many years. And obviously we started way back in 1990 or so with 20, 30, 40 people in the park, and we never could have imagined that the picnic was going to grow into what it did. So obviously we got to a point where we could no longer keep it free. It was just too many people. The logistics became too hard. We needed security. We needed, all sorts of things. So, when you got 30 or 40 people, coming over your house, that's one thing. And then when you got 30 or 40,000 people coming over your house, that's a totally different thing. So I'm actually really proud of the fact that when we got to that point, where the picnic had kind of outgrown our ability to do it for free, we had two choices. We could have said, well, that was a good run and, that's a wrap. Or we could have figured out, how in the world do you put on a world-class music festival? And I think that's what we did. We figured out how to put on what we consider a world-class music festival. And fortunately or unfortunately, that requires a lot of revenue to produce the event. So we had to charge. Our prices are still extremely reasonable compared to other festivals, not only around the country and around the world, but downtown festivals, north side festivals. So we do everything we can to keep the prices affordable, but still deliver a world-class experience.
I am chosen. 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 I am chosen.
That's a good question. I have this kind of nickname, lawyer by day, DJ by night. And to be honest, I think I probably make it look easier than it is. It's not easy. It's a stressful career as a practicing lawyer. So I just try to be smart about it. I try not to do too many events during the week where I can't stay up all night and be tired and all of that. So I'm often scheduling even weekend gigs, depending on if I have a really busy week coming up the following week. I might say, nah, I'm gonna take a pass on that. So it's a constant balance of the day job and the night job. But I do try to make it look easy, but it's definitely a lot more difficult than I probably make it look. I'm not sure that it has changed the fact that we're back outside the way we use social media. I mean, obviously, we've shifted from a lot of online events, and I've got still my Saturday night show. Jerry's got his Sanitize Your Soul show. Mike Dunn, every once in a while, still has his Friday Get Down. But the events have changed so that, fortunately we are back outside and doing live events. So, I think it's just a shift in promoting, live events instead of online events. Hopefully we're doing a good job with both of those in terms of social media.
You're chosen. You're chosen. You're chosen.
It's a lot of things, but I think at the core of it, the fact that it started literally as a family reunion, and a lot of people don't know the story. We kind of globbed on the Hatchet annual family reunion on July 4th in Jackson Park. So it started as a family reunion, and one of the things we've been committed to as it's grown and grown over the years to, the thousands and tens of thousands of people, we've somehow managed to keep that family reunion vibe. So it still feels like a reunion, whether it's your school, your high school, your college, your fraternity, your sorority. It's a reunion every year for people to sort of get together and meet up. And there's a lot of unique things about our event that you can, bring your barbecue grills and cook, and you can bring your own food, you can bring your liquor, and, those things don't happen automatically. We've worked hard to preserve the integrity of the event and to allow it to continue to feel like a picnic and a family reunion. So I think those are a couple of the things that make it special.
Chosen.
That's a great question. I mean, we do events all year as Chosen Few together, some of us or all of us, Chosen Few branded events, but at the same time, all of us are off doing our own things individually. And I think the Chosen Few brand has enhanced opportunities for all of us. And I think we're all also conscious of flying that Chosen Few banner, whether we're just doing an individual event and or a group event or a Chosen Few event. So I think we all recognize how important Chosen Few as a family and as a unit is to us and all of our success. So, we're all out there doing our thing, but there's a standard of quality and what we do and the type of music we play, and again, we're always conscious of flying that Chosen Few banner, whether that's Mike Dunn across the world or some of us around the country or whatever it might be. We all respect home and try to fly that Chosen Few flag wherever we are. Whew. Frankie means a lot to me in a lot of different respects. One, before I ever knew Frankie, obviously I started going to the, and I don't tell those lies like a lot of people in Chicago. They were 10 years old and they got a fake ID at 63rd and Halstead, and they went to the warehouse when they were 8. But I did start going to the warehouse actually when I turned 18, which was in 1981. So I had at least 2 to 3 years of the warehouse experience. And early on, I didn't know Frankie at all, and the warehouse experience and Frankie as a DJ, just the way he played music and the sound and the lights so that whole experience kind of changed my life in a way and shaped the way I approach DJing and parties. And then later, once I got to know Frankie and fortunately later in his life, after he had moved back to New York and then come back to Chicago, we got very close and we're good personal friends. And he was just an amazing guy. I mean, with all that he accomplished in our business, he could have been arrogant, he could have had an ego, he could have been a lot of different things, and he was just the sweetest person that you would ever meet, the most humble, the most generous. I learned a lot from that example as well. Just getting to know him well, had the great honor of speaking at his memorial service, and that was one of the great honors of my life, frankly, to be asked to do that and to be able to do that. So, all I can say about Frankie is that however great he was as a DJ, he was even better as a human being.
Chosen, I am 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 chosen.
Man, this year's picnic, we are so excited, as we are every year. Got some amazing guests, obviously. Our brother Kenny Dope will be in the house. We had Masters at Work together back in 2015, and we've had Louis Vega individually, but we've not had Kenny individually. And anybody who hears Kenny doing his thing on his own knows we're in for a special treat. The legend John Morales, if you know your disco history, your remix history, John Morales is at the top of those games and kind of winding down his long career as a DJ, and this was on his bucket list, the Chosen Few picnic, so we wanted to make that happen for him. We're bringing our homeboy back home, Jamie 326, who lasted the picnic, I want to say, way back in like 2007, and obviously he's been doing some great things with his career since then, so we wanted to bring him back home in a role where we could kind of feature him. We've got our brother Stan Zeff from Atlanta joining us, Lori Branch, the legend, joining us on the performer side. We're super excited. We've got BB Winans in the house, which is just amazing. Obviously everybody knows BB, and house music heads know a lot of those gospel house classics, so we're really excited about having BB Winans on the stage. Liddell Townsend, a lot of big house records in the 80s, and we're excited about having Liddell as well. And as always surprises at the Chosen Few Picnic and Festival. I'm sure this year will be no exception. So, we are getting ready and looking forward to seeing everybody on July 8th. This is Alan King, and I hope to see all of you at the Chosen Few Picnic and Festival on July 8th, 2023, Jackson Park. The Chosen Few Picnic and Festival, our 31st annual event. Be there or you know what. Peace.